Welcome to Fairytales for Reparenting, where we explore fairy tales for their lessons that we can use on our reparenting journey. Today we're going to be looking at the fairy tale Domingo's Cat. Once upon a time, there was a kind-hearted man who was very poor. He was so poor, in fact, that he had to continuously sell all of his belongings just to keep from starving. After a while, there was nothing left except his cat. He was very fond of his cat and said, "Oh cat, no matter what happens, I'll never part with you. I would rather starve." The cat replied, "Oh my good master Domingo, please do rest in peace. You will never starve as long as you have me. I'm going out into the world to make us both a fortune." And so the cat went out into the jungle and dug and dug and dug. Every time he dug, he turned up pieces of silver, and the cat took these pieces of silver home to his master so that he could purchase food. And for the rest of the pieces of silver, the cat carried those to the king. The next day, the cat dug up pieces of gold and carried them to the king also. And the next day, he carried pieces of diamonds. "Where do you get these rich gifts from? Who is sending me such wonderful presents?" asked the king. The cat replied, "It's my master Domingo." Now the king had a very beautiful daughter, and impressed with Domingo's gifts, he thought, this must be one of the richest men in the whole kingdom. He decided that his daughter should marry him at once. He made arrangements for the wedding through the cat. "But I haven't any clothes to wear for the wedding," said Domingo when the cat told him that he was going to marry the king's daughter. "Never mind about that. Just leave it to me," replied the cat. The cat went to the king and said, "Oh dear king, there has been a terrible fire at the tailor shop where they were making my master's wedding garments. The tailor and all of his assistants were burned to death, and Domingo's entire outfit was destroyed. Hasn't your majesty something which you could lend him to wear to the wedding?" The king sent the richest garments from his wardrobe. In the end, Domingo was well dressed and polished, ready for the wedding. "But I have no place to which to take my bride," said Domingo to the cat. "Never mind that. I'll see to it at once," replied the cat. The cat went into the forest to the great castle where the giant dwelt. He marched straight up to the giant and said, "Oh giant, I wish to borrow your castle for my master Domingo. Will you not be so kind as to lend it to me for a little while?" The giant was very much insulted. "No, indeed, I will not lend my castle to you or your master Domingo or anyone else," he shouted in his most terrible voice. "Very well then," replied the cat. Then the cat changed the giant to a piece of bacon with a wink of his eye and devoured him on the spot. The giant's palace was simply marvelous. There was one room decked with silver, and one room decked with gold, and another decked with diamonds. And yet still there was a beautiful river that flowed by the front garden's gate. As Domingo and his bride sailed down the river towards the garden gate in the royal barge, they saw the cat sitting in the window. They waved him a farewell. After that, they never saw him again. He disappeared into the forest and went to make some other poor man rich. Perhaps he'll come for you someday. Quem sabe? As they say in Brazil, who knows? Domingo's Cat is a fairy tale originating from the area of Brazil and Latin America. Domingo's cat is loyalty turned into action. When everything in Domingo's life is gone, the cat becomes the one asset that refuses to accept the limits of circumstances. The story never pretends that the world is fair. Instead, it shows that competence and cunning can rewrite reality faster than self-pity ever could. The cat doesn't wait for a rescue. He engineers it, step by step, coin by coin. At a deeper level, the cat represents the unexpected protector many people never had. He speaks with confidence, negotiates with power, and even defeats a giant through wit rather than force. Domingo succeeds not because he suddenly becomes brilliant, but because he trusts the part of him that is. The message is sharp here. Sometimes the smallest, most faithful part of your life is the doorway to survival and also transformation. And finally, the ending reminds us that help is cyclical. The cat disappears to make some other poor man rich, suggesting that fortune often arrives through guides, mentors, or inner resources that come and go. You don't own magic, you borrow it through right action. Quien sabe? Maybe opportunity is already walking beside you, waiting for you to believe in it. And now let's look at the lessons and the main themes. Loyalty can be powerful, more powerful than wealth. Trust in a faithful companion changes destiny. Cunning and intelligence outperform brute strength. Opportunity favors bold action. Small beginnings can lead to royal outcomes. The right guide can open doors you never knew existed. Fortune comes in stages. And transformation is possible, even from nothing. Now, let's look at the reflection questions. What is the cat in your current life? The small but loyal strength you may be overlooking. How could you rely on it more deliberately? Number 2, Domingo had to trust his cat when he felt unprepared. Where in your life are you hesitating because you feel you lack clothes or a palace? And number 3, if you adopted the attitude of Domingo's cat for 1 week, what bold, practical steps would you take to change your circumstances? Thanks for tuning in. Go ahead and drop your answers in the comment section, and don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this project so we can spread the word.